two, one.
Welcome to another episode of Melanated Mental Health. And I have the great author of Your Happiness Equation here. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Leighton Campbell, and like Dr. Christine
Yes,
said,
Dr. Christine.
yeah, I'm the author of a book called Your Happiness Equation. It's a number one bestseller on Amazon.
Yes.
We've won literary awards, two so far, and counting. So yeah, it's been quite a ride.
I love it. I love it. Again, my name is Dr. Christine. I am the owner of Shades of Me Melanated Emotions, a mental health wellness shop focused on Black and Brown people. But today, I really want to focus on your book. Tell us what was the concept, how you started this book, how you started this process.
So it started with a conversation I had with my kids during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that they were basically more sad than they typically are, which is understandable because of everything that was going on at the time. So I wanted to talk to them about like the importance of happiness and being happiness even when it's hard. But I didn't want to give them a lecture because you know how kids are sometimes they'll shut down if they
They'll
feel
tune out. Mhm.
Exactly. So I was like just out of the blue. I didn't plan it. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I said, guys, let's see if we can make an equation to measure happiness. And they started throwing out ideas. I was kind of quarterbacking the whole conversation. About 30 minutes go by, and I look down at what I have, and I'm like, this is pretty powerful. It was very rudimentary at the time, but that was the beginning of the journey. Then a whole lot more research and studying, and a lot more went into it. It was about a 4-year process until the book was finished, but it started with that conversation.
Okay. I love that this is like a family led project.
Yeah, it was.
And it was inspired by a simple conversation with your kids.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the biggest reward from this process?
Yeah, by far, it's emotional. I'm good now. So when I get responses from people who've read the book and they talk about how it's helped them, and they share part of their story, and I can tell with the emotion that they share it, and when they tell me in person, that's one level. I get written reviews and correspondence from people, and it just makes all the sacrifices, and there have been a lot of sacrifices and more sacrifices to come, but it makes everything worth it when I know that I'm actually helping people.
Absolutely. And we heard lots of testimonies last night from the event of people who've read your book
Oh, really?
and who have talked about it even after you left the
that's
event. And they were talking about how it has influenced the way that they see happiness.
Sure.
Because I think a lot of the times people think that happiness is just supposed to come.
Yeah.
And so it's a tangible way to assess happiness and to assess how I can move toward happiness.
Yeah, I think that's a misconception a lot of people have is at the same time, some people are just predisposed to being happy regardless. That's just the way their brain is wired, and God bless them. But most people are not that way. Most people have to work at it. And I think you can work at it. And what the book kind of goes into is some of the things that you can do, some of the things you should probably stay away from, that are going to give you the best chance at optimizing your happiness.
Right. So following you on social media seems like you've been all over. Tell us about that process.
Yeah, so this is my second book, and my first book didn't go very well.
Okay.
I wrote it 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I made the mistake that most first-time authors make, is they think that I have this great message that is going to help people, and I finished my product, and now the droves of people are going to come and buy, and I'm just going to be a super celebrity. And that is not how it works at all. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares what you have to say unless you make them know about you and you let them know what you have to say. So one of the first things that I did, not only did I not publish right away, the book was ready for a year, and I didn't publish it because I took 6 months and did a pre-sale of the book and just went out and I let people know what I was doing. My brother, David, and I went on a cross-country book tour.
Oh, wow.
And we stopped at several cities all the way up to the Canadian border and back. and we were just talking about the book, letting people know about it, let them know that they could pre-sale, order the book. We just build the hype because, again, nobody knows you exist.
Right.
There's a million other authors. I think 2 million books are published every year, and you're one of 2 million. Like, you're going to get lost in the shuffle unless you make yourself known. So me being out and me doing stuff like this, doing stuff like last night, doing stuff like I have coming up. I'm trying to actually speak in a prison coming up pretty soon, which
I think that's a great
that
idea.
is the thing I am probably most excited about. That I have had. We're still trying to iron out the details, and the government shutdown postponed that for a long time. But like, I've been all over. I'm gonna be all over. I'm very excited about all of this.
Absolutely. And I think this ties well into overall mental health because there's this misconception that happiness should just come. And how do I foster happiness in the time that I am in right now instead of trying to get happiness in the future? I'll wait till such and such to get happiness.
Yeah.
And so this is a real tangible way that people can assess where they are and assess where they need to be.
100%. I've made all the mistakes pretty much of the things I say work and don't work. I've made all those mistakes. But one of the things that I would say to myself in my, in years ago, and I've learned from is like, I would say things, once I hit this level of success, I will start doing X. Once I accomplish this milestone, then I'll start doing Y. And that's just a completely wrong way to do it. It's like, something is important to you, you need to find a way to do it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
There's no reason to wait.
No. Celebrate all the micro wins because when you get to that big win, you're on to the next.
Exactly.
And so the micro wins are a key element to happiness.
I agree. I in my daily life, I have a business outside of this, 4 kids, married, a lot of responsibilities. And some days you really have a lot of L's.
Oh yeah.
But like, I got up this morning and I made my bed. That's a win.
Yeah.
I went to the gym.
That's a win.
That's a win. And sometimes those are the only 2 wins I get in a day. Everything else,
and that's okay.
Fought with my wife, fought with my kids, fought with my clients. But I did those 2 things. And then I have other days where like everything is amazing.
Yes.
So, but those little wins hold you over until
the big
wins come.
And I think that's important because I often tell clients that having a minimum and a maximum of the day is important. If I could do these 2 minimum things, I've succeeded for the day.
100%.
And then if I get more, even better.
Yeah.
But if I have this whole list of all the things that need to be done for me to be happy, you're always chasing after some dream.
Yeah. The finding a way to be happy with the things that you have. Small wins, awesome. But even if you have a day, and I've had many, especially like with this project, I have had days where everybody who I called for an interview said no. Everyone who asked to endorse my book said no. Everyone, all the things that I'm trying to do. I've got a million yeses and things are going great, but you have these days where everyone says no. But even on those days, you can look at, my wife loves me. My children are healthy. We have a roof over our head.
Yep.
Food in our stomachs. My car's not broke down at the moment. There's a million things to be happy for or be thankful for, even when times may not be good in other ways.
Right. So. Right. I think all these messages are helpful for people who may be sitting at home trying to figure out, okay, how do I get to this key of happiness?
Yeah.
And it's just one step at a time.
Yeah. And in the book, I kind of define happiness in a very specific way. And it's not really so much, and I lay this out because happiness means different things to different people. But the happiness that I'm referring to in the book is a long-term sense of satisfaction and inner peace at the deepest level of yourself. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
The day-to-day happiness is really hard to try and say, I'm going to like try and focus on being happy on any given moment. You never know what's going to happen. Life is crazy. Life is bonkers sometimes. But if you can focus on the long game and you can set up things in your life like having groups of people
Mm-hmm.
that you connect with, that love you,
Mm-hmm.
that you love, that respect you, that you respect, that you're going through life together. Like you may be having a bad day because something happened,
Right.
but you have that core group of people that you know you're there for. The way that we're wired as humans,
Mm-hmm.
we need that.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that are going to propel you long term and help you to have happiness. You know,
It
on a
makes me
deep
think
level.
of like little tokens that you can drop into like this bank
Yeah,
for the future.
very much so. It's and that's kind of where the equation and the questions came into play. So for viewers, you can go onto my website and you can answer 7 questions. It's completely free. There's no cost, no obligation. You don't have to give a credit card. You don't have to give your email. None of that. You can answer the 7 questions and you can get your happiness score.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scale on a 0 to 100 point scale. And you can just kind of, you know, get an assessment of kind of where you are. Now,
Mm-hmm.
again, that score is not a reflection on your emotional state at the
Right.
time that you take the
Mm-hmm.
test. What that score is, it's a score of the strength of the structures that you have in your life that have the capacity to produce happiness.
I like that.
So if you can build those structures long term, you're going to be fine.
I like that because I think a lot of us are trying to chase the immediate happiness, but I like the way you put it.
Yeah, it's important. And again, trial and error. I've done a lot, been around the world actually, and on a day-to-day basis, again, you never know what life is going to throw at you. But can you set yourself up for long-term success? You 100% can.
Absolutely. So if there's one message you could leave with followers, what would you say?
I would say that I kind of alluded to it earlier. Is you need to be connected to a group of people
Mm-hmm.
um, that you love, you respect, and they feel the same way about you, and you guys are going through life together. And the reason why I say that is because as human beings, we are communal creatures. We
Mm-hmm.
are not designed to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, someone can point out that one person somewhere in the world who just lives alone and they're just super happy with it. The vast majority of people are not designed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I would say, if you don't have that group of people, you need to go out, be very intentional, step out of your comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and start to try and find those people.
Yes.
That's what I would say.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on Melanated Mental Health.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for
And
having
it
me.
was such a pleasure speaking to you again
Likewise.
and talking about your book.
Awesome. Thank
Where can
you.
they find your book?
Okay, so our hub, well, I guess we have 2 hubs, but one for social media is on Instagram. So our Instagram handle is at your happiness EQ. It's Instagram. At your happiness EQ, and then our website is yourhappinesseq.com. Either place you can buy the book. We have an audiobook, an ebook, paperback, hardcover, all versions. So whatever you like, whatever you're into, we have you covered. We have a merch store, so we have a bunch of stuff from hoodies, the hats, the shirts, mugs, everything you can that has our logo on it. So you have that. You can get your happiness score through either of those places. So it's kind of the hub for everything, and you can follow along on social media. Again, trying to push this to the max, and it's a crazy ride. So if you want to be along for the ride, follow along, and would love to have you, connect and comment and like share all of that.
Awesome. And again, I'm Dr. Chris. I'm owner of Shades of Me, Melanated Emotions. And you can find us at Shades of Me online or shadesofme.store for our website. It was so great having you, and I'd love to see you on the next episode.
Awesome, we did that.